Hello, in this video we are going to use the structure used to in questions and negations. And the objective that we have for this lesson is to use the structure used to plus verb in its interrogative and negative forms. Let me show you some questions that we can ask using used to. Remember that for questions we may have yes/no questions and information questions. The first one that I have here for you is a yes/no question. It's a question that you can answer just by saying yes or no. And as any yes/no question, this question starts with an auxiliary. Look at this. Did you used to like piñatas? So did is the auxiliary, you is the subject, and then we have the verb. The verb use is used in its base form. It means that we don't have to put it in the past because we already have the auxiliary did in the past form. So we simply say, did you used to, and then we have the verb, the main verb. Did you used to like piñatas and clowns at birthday parties? All right, and you can answer yes or no. All right, you can explain, of course, but that is an example of a question using used to. Now, when we have information questions, remember that we have an information word, like in this example, what, and then we have the regular structure for a question. What did you used to do to celebrate your best friend's birthday? So what we have here is a question word, then the auxiliary, then the subject of the sentence, the auxiliary and the subject, that's the order in which questions appear in English. And then we have the verb in its base form, all right? What did you used to do to celebrate your best friend's birthday? What did you used to do to celebrate your best friend's birthday? All right? I hope that you remember and that you bring good memories about the past. All right, let me give you some examples of some negations. And these negations are in some way related to the questions that we just practiced with. The first one is, I used to like piñatas. I used to like, all right, that is an affirmation. I used to like piñatas, but I didn't used to enjoy clowns. I didn't used to enjoy. I didn't use. So we have the negation here, which is the word not, but that negation, that word not, is attached to the auxiliary for the past. That's why we say did not, or in this case, we have it contracted. So that means that we eliminated the word, the letter O, and we used an apostrophe instead. I didn't used to enjoy clowns at parties, at birthday parties. I was afraid of them for some reason, so I'm explaining. I used to give an explanation when they ask me a yes/no question, because I think it's kind of rude to just say yes or no, or yes I did, yes, no I didn't. It's better to provide some information as part of conversation, communication, etc. Let me give you another example with a negation. I didn't used to do much to celebrate my birthday, but I used to organize several activities to celebrate my friends' birthdays. All right? As you can see, the negation of used to is done with did plus not, and then used to, but that use is in its base form. We don't need to conjugate it in the past because the auxiliary is already in the past. All right? Let's practice with negations and with questions. All right? The first activity that I have for you is this. Complete the following paragraph with the affirmative or negative form of used to. So we are going to practice affirmation and negation with used to. You have to read the context of each blank so that you decide whether you say used to or didn't used to. All right? Think about what you're going to be writing. Pause my video, complete the activity, and write down your answers so that we can compare them in a moment. All right? Pause the activity, pause the video and complete the activity. Please go ahead. All right, I hope that you pause the video and you have the answers. All right, let's compare your answers. When I was little, I used to wake up very early in the morning on weekends. I used to watch cartoons before everybody woke up, right? For breakfast, I used to eat pancakes with syrup. So all that is just a description of some habits in the past, right? My mom used to put some pieces of fruit on top of them. Fruit on top of pancakes? Nice. They were delicious. Delicious. My sister, didn't used to eat pancakes. She preferred to eat a fruit salad. All right? She preferred to eat a fruit salad. So, because she preferred the salad and not pancakes, or the salad to the pancakes, that tells us that is a negation. All right? In the afternoons, we used to go to the park to play with our friends. My brother didn't used to go with us because he doesn't like sports. All right? We could say he didn't like sports as well, but even up to this moment, he doesn't like sports. That's what happens with my brothers, or the person's brother here. My dad didn't used to take us there because he used to go to play soccer with his friends. I really miss those days. So the father wasn't able to take them there. All right. So I hope that we agree on the answers to these blanks, and I hope that everything was correct. If not, that you made the adjustments that were necessary. All right. I have one more activity for you. It says very short. Using the pictures below as a reference, answer the following questions. The picture, it just gives you an idea about something that could be used to answer the question. All right, so just see what is the picture about, and that will give you a hint to answer each of the questions. So read the questions carefully, and when you are ready, write the answers. As you can see, there are 3 yes/no questions. There is 1 information question. So for that one, you don't have to say yes, no. You have to provide the information. All right, but the picture gives you an idea. All right, go ahead, pause my video, complete the activity, please. All right, I hope that you have your answers. And for the first question, let's see what you have. Did your mom used to take you to school? No, she didn't used to take me to school. I used to walk there because I lived nearby. All right, next, do you used to make cookies for Christmas? Yes, we used to make sugar cookies. Nice, cookies. What did your sister used to do on the weekends? All right, so the picture tells you that my sister used to go skating with her friends. Did your cousin Pablo used to work at Lina's restaurant? No, he didn't used to work there. He had his own restaurant. So that was a little tricky, especially to guess that is the answer that could go there. But of course, anything that you answered based on the picture that we gave you is valid as long as you use the negation correctly. Didn't used to, and you could explain, because that is a yes/no question. All right? All right. I have one final activity for you. Let's look at it. Write a 6-question survey. A survey is a list of questions that we ask people in general. We can ask several people questions to gather information about a topic that we're interested in. And it's a 6-question survey. It means that questions 1 through 6. To find out what your classmates' lives were like when they were younger. So you're going to interview, you're going to survey your classmates. Please include yes/no questions like, did you used to? And information questions. Which people did you used to talk to? All right? About the categories below. Ask the questions to your classmates and note down their answers from one of them. So once you have your 6 questions, you're going to ask somebody in your classroom the questions and write down what one student answered. Or you can ask everybody in the classroom, but you are going to write down the answers for just one. All right? So as you can see, here are some categories that you can use for your questions: food, games, school subjects, sports, toys, transportation. All right? So please write your questions, and when you are ready, we're going to compare answers. Go ahead. All right. Thank you for pausing that video and completing the activity. And I hope that you have some answers to your questions from your classmate. Let me show you some answers to the questions that a girl wrote. These are the questions that she wrote. Did you used to eat cereal for breakfast? The person said, one of the classmates said, yes, I used to eat cereal for breakfast every day. Which games did you used to play? We used to play video games mainly. What school subject did you used to have in the morning? I used to have science and math in the morning, 2 school subjects. Did you used to practice any sports? Not many. Sometimes I used to ride my bike, but just for fun, not as a sport. All right. Which toy used to be your favorite? Here we're not using an auxiliary because we're asking about the subject of the sentence. Remember that. Which toy used to be your favorite? I used to like an orange toy truck very much. All right. Next, did you used to take the bus to school? No, I didn't used to go to school on the school bus. I used to walk because I lived only 3 blocks away. All right. That is a good question and answer to finish this activity. Now, what I'm going to ask you is to listen to the pronunciation of the questions and answers by the native speakers, and as you listen, please speak, practice at the same speed and with the same pronunciation that they are using. Okay? Listen and practice, please.
Did you used to eat cereal for breakfast?
Yes, I used to eat cereal for breakfast every day.
Which games did you used to play?
We used to play video games mainly.
What school subject did you used to have in the morning?
I used to have science and math in the morning.
Did you used to practice any sports?
Not many. Sometimes I used to ride my bike, but just for fun.
Which toy used to be your favorite?
I used to like an orange toy truck very much.
Did you used to take the bus to school?
No, I didn't used to go to school on the school bus. I used to walk because I lived only 3 blocks away.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for having practiced your pronunciation and especially for having participated in all these activities, practice activities. So remember that we focused on questions and negations, and we reviewed affirmative statements with used to. All right, thank you very much for having participated in this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.